Welcome in. It is Main Street Today time, and I am so glad that you're here. So glad that you're here. We've got so many things happening. First of all, let's head over west of town because Waverly has been through it. Let's just face it. Waverly has been through it. And they have a really amazing place out there called the Art Park. The Art Park is a place where artists from all over the world literally show up at certain times of the year for their big legal graffiti art festival. And people will come and they'll paint these concrete walls and these special walls and create art that stays up for a period of time. And they kind of vie for a chance to go and paint these walls. And this year, because of the flooding, they thought, well, maybe we shouldn't do it. And they thought, no, that's exactly why we should do it. So let me tell you about what's going on. Coming up September 25th and 26th, the Walls Art Park, their fall art paint jam, their paint jam with over 70 artists. They have 30 walls and they're going to all be playing. They're going to have food trucks and live music. And they're also, some of the artists will be selling some of their art that they've done to benefit the flood victims. So it's very, very cool and very important to just kind of keep some normalcy going on, don't you think? Well, good morning. Speaking of Waverly, one of my angels at Waverly, Elizabeth Blakesley, so glad that you're with us. Art in the Park is very, very, very cool. And I'm glad they're having that too. Thank you to Candy Seaton for letting us know about that. If you've got something going on in your neck of the woods, make sure that you let us know because we like to share what's happening. There's also something very cool happening tomorrow night. A lot of people know Eric Blankenship because he is co-owner of All Access Coach and Leasing, but he also had a record deal and he's an amazing singer. And for Third Thursday on Main in Gallatin, Tennessee, State Farm brings Third Thursday on Main. Along with him will be Janine Gregory, Craig Hayes, Anna Stevens, and Matthew Thompson. But I just thought I would share now. When I went out to interview him, I did a podcast with him, and Eric is fantastic. He's just fantastic to talk to. He has sponsored ball teams and shows and things and helped artists, and he's done so much for the community around Sumner County and Gallatin that I thought, he'd be worthy of a podcast. So we told his story. So you can find that on our podcast network. Wherever you get your podcast, just put it Eric Blankenship, Main Street Today, and it'll pop right up. But I wanted to share with you his music. He doesn't have a video, so we're just going to share a song that it's on his CD. He just gives these CDs away, and I thought, okay, I had never heard him before. And this song just killed me. So I'm going to share it with you because I know you. I know this audience, and I know that you will love it. All the Things is the name of the song. It's also called Mama's Song, but I think we can all relate.
She was there at the Baptist, room 866, surrounded by her youngins and holding on to the hand of a good man of more than 50 years. I sat down beside her. She said, "How's Nashville, son? I can't wait to get out of this place and hear you playing me some of your brand new songs." And it crossed my mind, all the things you gotta leave behind. After Ruby, Hazel, and Kathy left, I sat there with my dad, watching her in a quiet sleep. Then, just like that, she slipped away, just like yesterday. And all the things you leave behind are all the things that matter most. this old life are all the things you leave behind. Robbie flew in from Oklahoma, and John drove from Denison. The Stapletons and Miss Janine gave me chills when they sang Someday I Will, and she loved that song. Well, Aunt Edith hugged my neck, and someone I'd never seen. They said your mom was an angel, and she meant the world to me. And through my tears, it became crystal clear. All the things you leave behind are all the things that matter most, and all the seeds you sow in time, you tend with love and watch them grow. And I remember Mama saying the most important things you'll ever take away from this old life are all the things you leave behind. Are all the things you leave behind.
Eric Blankenship. I love his voice. I agree with you, Elizabeth. I love his voice too, and his CD is fantastic. And All Access has been a part of what we do, and they were a big part. They actually sponsored our Main Street Awards in Sumner County. So I want to share a little clip of some of the funnies they do. They have a podcast and a vlog that they do from time to time. I mean, they do these buses for all of these great artists that are out on the road. And even though all the artists didn't tour, he stayed true to all of his sponsorships that he always has. And he just went out on a limb for a lot of people this year. And we thank you for that, Eric. Tomorrow night, he's going to be on stage, The Square in Gallatin, and it's an absolutely free show. Gallatin News is the paper that we have there that covers that. I want to share a little snippet of what they do at All Access Coach and Leasing behind the scenes. Well, theoretically, we're going to do that. Let's try again.
Quiet on the set, Jim. Come on. Welcome to the people of all. He's new, guys. He's new. Welcome to the people of All Access. Should we start that? Welcome to the people of All Access, Coach. I'm your co-host, Eric Blankenship. Your other co-host is
Jim Brilley.
Jim, we're so glad you're here today. Yeah. And we have a client that we're going to talk about today. And I know that you probably know this guy, Joshua Ryan Owen.
Jake.
Yeah. I'm shocked. Yeah. Jake Owen. Yeah. That is correct. Well, thank you for being, Jake, one of the people of All Access, Coach, and thank you guys for watching this stupidity called a video.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.
Well, other than being able to see the show tomorrow night in Gallatin, you can follow them on YouTube and on Facebook, All Access Coach Leasing. Great people and great friends for the community. They are a hoot. Hey, Backstage Nashville is coming up this weekend. I was blessed to be a part of a really cool corporate event with them last night. Because not only is Backstage Nashville every Saturday, 12:30 matinee show at 3rd and Lindsley, but it's also a corporate event. And we were able to do one last night for some folks, some fine folks who got to experience the music of Mark Nessler and Jason Matthews, Ray Stevenson, and a newcomer that I cannot wait to introduce you to. Her name is Mae Estes, and she is just as pure a voice as you will ever hear. This weekend, Mark Nessler will return on Saturday, but I tell you what, who I've never gotten to see live, and it's a gentleman named Byron Hill. Byron Hill is one of the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame songwriters. That's the caliber of songwriter you get to see. It's like being in the living room and hearing their stories of the great songs that they've had recorded and how those songs actually came to be is so entertaining. It just kind of pulls you in. Well, if you'd like to hear a little bit about Byron Hill, let's go to Backstage Nashville right now.
Let's see. So every song, you know, has a story, and I heard Ray telling some nice stories there. Everybody, I love doing that. It's and it's part of it at these nights. So days, gosh, it's a daytime show. That's right. Not too many nighttime shows. So this song has a cool story. I was writing for a publishing company and on Music Row. How many of you have been over on Music Row and seen the up and down the streets, the tree-lined streets and the houses? Cool. Well, you know, every week there's songwriters, or every day there's a lot of songwriters writing songs. And I think maybe when I moved to town there were even more. I was writing for a publisher that really felt like all the writers should be there bright and early. This publisher felt like we ought to be there at 8:30, man. Can you imagine that? You know, I was, like everybody else, I was one of those writers that felt like we could best be writing at home or finding our ideas on the golf course or fishing. But one day I was in there writing with a guy. You probably know, I was writing with Billy Lawson. You know Billy. We were in there writing one day, and Billy pointed out the window and he said, "Hey, there's Teddy Gentry from the band Alabama walking by." And so I, before he knew it, I was out the door, down the steps, out to my car. This was back about 1990, 89 or 90. And I ran out and I got this cassette. We pitched cassettes back then. So I ran out into the street and I gave this song to Teddy Gentry. And I said, "Hey, would you give this a listen?" And he said, "Sure, we'll be glad to." And a couple of weeks later, they called and said they loved the song and they wanted to put it on hold. And not long after that, they called and said they had cut the song. And you know, it's always a good sign when a song gets on a greatest hits album before it's been a single. You kind of go, wow, okay, maybe I can call the bank and get that car I've been needing. So anyway, this eventually did come out and did really well for Alabama. Went #1, and so I was in that little room bright and early every day. My whole work ethic changed. You know? So. Clear creeks, cool mountain mornings, honest work out in the fields, cornbread in my mama's kitchen, daddy's saying grace before the meals. Family ties run deep in this land, and I'm never very far from what I am. I was born country, that's what I'll always be. Like the rivers and the woodlands, wild and free. I've got 100 years of down home running through my blood. I was born country, and this country's what I love. Thank you. Moonlight, you here beside me, crickets serenading in the yard. What more could two people ask for, laying here in love beneath the stars? This is where I want to raise my kids, just the way my mom and daddy did. I was born country, that's what I'll always be. Like the rivers and the woodlands, wild and free. I got 100 years of down home running through my blood. I was born country, and this country's what I love. Byron Hill, thank you.
Stories and songs. That's what makes Nashville, Nashville. It's the magic of what we get to do every single day. BackstageNashville.net is how you get tickets. That show sells out a lot. It's the cool thing about it. It is a daytime show. You're there. You can have lunch. I do recommend the chicken quesadillas. I'm just saying. Good stuff. And if you are around town the 1st of October, that first weekend in October, you get to be part of something very, very cool at the Sounds Stadium.
What's all the buzz in Nashville right now? The 2021 Tennessee Honey Festival, Sunday, October 3rd at Bicentennial Capitol Mall State Park in downtown Nashville. Visit TennesseeHoneyFestival.com today to reserve your tickets.
Mo Pitney will be there, and a group that I got to shine the light on a few weeks ago, the Dries. And live music all day, but Mo Pitney and the Dries, don't even think about missing it. And if you get your ticket early by going to the Tennessee Honey Festival, you save $5 from what you would pay at the gate. So make sure you get your tickets ahead of time. It's going to be a fabulous, fun time. Need a job? You're in Wilson County, where we have the Wilson Post. Well, check out this from Zaxby's.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Ryan. I'm the co-owner of Zaxby's along with Lee Oliver. And we have owned this Lebanon Zaxby's, had it open almost 17 years now. We've been really excited to be in the community and be a part of the Zaxby's family. And we're most excited about how the community has supported us over these 17 years. One of the things that we have always prided ourselves on here at Zaxby's is this is a place that mamas and daddies can be really comfortable to send their kids to for a first job, or if you're coming in for another job. It's a place that is a family environment. It's owned by folks that are family, and it's a place that you can have fun, feel really good about the place that you work, get paid well, have a good time. So we love it when we get some great folks here at Zaxby's. If you want to apply, you can go to applynow.com and Zaxby's will be on there, or you can come here to the store. We've got all kinds of ways that you can use your phone to apply as well.
Let me tell you about the newspapers that we have here at Main Street. We have all over Middle Tennessee great newspapers that cover the local stories. If you want to see a picture of your kid in your high school football game, well, guess what? You're not going to see that anywhere but one of our Main Street newspapers. And we have a Friday night show, Friday Night Live, brought to you, TriStar Friday Night Live, brought to you each and every week. And so glad to share the stories of the Mid-State. So if you've got something that's local and real, and you want to tell the story, you reach out to us. We like to tell the stories here. Taylor Lynn just announced a wonderful show and at the Franklin Theater. Taylor Lynn, as you know, is Loretta Lynn's granddaughter, and she's got a show coming up at the Franklin Theater. I'm sure that's going to sell out because she just rocks it. And I thought we'd share a little Taylor Lynn right now. Sing, you know, you saw her a lot. We shared a lot of her coverage from Waverly because she was on the front lines, boots on the ground. And she's going to be boots on the stage and raising some money for her hometown right now.
You've come to tell me something. You say I ought to know that he don't love me anymore, and I'll have to let him go. You say you're gonna take him, oh, but I don't think you can, 'cause you ain't woman enough to take my man. Women like you, they're a dime a dozen, you could buy them anywhere. For you to get to him, I'd over my dead body. So get out while you can. 'Cause you ain't woman enough to take my man. Shelley Fairchild. Got Donnie on fiddle. And I got the coal miners. Sometimes a man's caught looking at things that he don't need. He took a second look at you, but he's in love with me. Well, I don't know where that leads you, oh, but I know where I stand. And you ain't woman enough to take my man. Women like you, they're a dime a dozen, you can buy them anywhere. For you to get to him, I'll have to move over, and I'm gonna stand right here. It'll be over my dead body, so get out while you can. 'Cause you ain't woman enough to take my man. No, you ain't woman enough to take my man. Yo! The coal miners and Shelley Fairchild, thank y'all so much. Bye, Mima.
We love you, Taylor. Follow her on Insta.
Do follow her on Insta. Taylor Lynn is so dear to me and dear to my heart, and I'm so glad that she's going to be doing her annual show at the Franklin Theater. You can go to the Franklin Theater to get tickets. You can go to Taylor Lynn's website to get tickets, or her Facebook page. But whatever you do, go, because she's the real deal, and just so excited to share about that. Hey, last night I got to sit around in the dressing room. We were all talking before our corporate event with Backstage Nashville, and had a conversation with Mark Nessler, and we discussed a really cool story about one of his neighbors when he said, I was kind of in a place where I didn't know where I wanted to go, whatever. So I just rented an apartment for a while till I could kind of get my bearings. And next door to me was this guy named J.D. Shelburne. And I was out walking the dog one day, and this young buck comes up to me and starts talking. And it's like, oh man, and then we set up a write, and he said, I really liked his energy. He was just like the hardest working kid I'd ever met. And so we set up a write. Well, it came an ice storm, and all these other people were canceling their rights. He says, well, I can't get out of this write because he's next door to me in my apartment complex. So he wrote the song. It became a single and a big song for an artist who just made his Opry debut, J.D. Shelburne. And I cannot wait to play a little J.D. Shelburne for you right now. And truthfully, if you don't know about this guy, you should. He is amazing. He's got a video out, an official video for something called Church Pew Barstool. Check that out. It was one of the top videos last year on CMT. But I want you to hear him live and follow him. He's got a brand new baby boy. He and his wife have the most cute, this baby is so precious, named Jax. And if you want to take a look at J.D. Shelburne, follow his career and follow his work ethic.
All right, this song here is on my record as well. And this song actually went #1 on CMT last year. So this was a big song for me. And it's been one of my most popular songs with many of my fans, all scattered throughout the Commonwealth. And this song is a song that we actually shot this video in Franklin, Kentucky at this little country church. And it just set the whole video off. And fans fell in love with this thing when CMT added it. And those fans took that thing all the way to #1. So this is on my record. It's called Church Pew Barstool. It goes a little something like this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I'm sure God's got a lot of strikes against me. I don't always make it to church on Sunday. Been known to use 4-letter words tonight we'll get to pray less than trouble. I like my whiskey strong and double. Lord knows I spend a lot of nights sitting on this church pew bar stool, listening to the sinners and the fools talking about their broken hearts. 'Cause in here you come as you are, can't help but think the man upstairs is cool. With me on this church pew bar stool. Last week I missed the preacher's sermon. I was helping Tommy unload some burden, 'cause he lost his job and lost his wife. I spent a holy Saturday night sitting on his church pew bar stool, listening to the sinners and the fools talking about their broken hearts. 'Cause in here you come as you are, can't help but think the man upstairs is cool. With me on the church pew bar stool. The good book said to do what he would do, and I do. Sitting on this church pew bar stool, listening to the sinners and the fools talking about their broken hearts. And here you come as you are, can't help but think the man upstairs is cool. With me on this church pew bar stool. Church pew bar stool. Church pew bar stool. Take it back, boy. It's called Church Pew Barstool.
JD Shelburne, make sure you check him out. And also make sure you check out the Tennessee Beer, Wine, and Shine Festival coming up Saturday, October 16th, and it's going to be at Two Rivers Mansion. They have all sorts of goodies. They're going to have food trucks and good stuff. October 16th, don't forget that. And coming up, let's move over to the Hendersonville Standard. They're going to have a ribbon cutting ceremony. The Chamber of Commerce there in Hendersonville, Thursday, the 23rd of September, celebrating at 4 o'clock. WHIN Radio has a ribbon cutting at Indian Lake Boulevard, Suite T160, part of the Hendersonville Chamber. And it will be the ribbon cutting and a part of Taste of Hendersonville that starts at 5 o'clock right after that ribbon cutting. You can get your vendor booth and be part of it, and you can get your tickets and be part of some of the best food ever. I'm going to tell you what. And if you want to find out everything going on in Hendersonville, check out the Hendersonville Standard, hendersonvillestandard.com. It's our newspaper. You can get it brought right to your door. You can check it out online. You can check it out on Facebook for some of the key stories. And if you want people in your neck of the woods to know about it, you check out my friend Ginger McClendon. She's the cheerleader of Hendersonville. and she knows everything going on. We're going to all be part of what's going on at the little city by the lake. I think that covers about everything we've got going on, except we're going to close with saying, be kind and be safe. And remember, most of all, you are loved. See you tomorrow, everybody.